This historic site at Royal Mint Court is set to become China's biggest embassy in Europe. But what do they want it for?
Two British men accused of spying for China, one of them a teacher, the other with a key role in British politics. But now it's all come crashing down.
A while back, former Prime Minister Boris Johnson approved plans for a new Chinese mega embassy close to the Tower of London.
Chinese interest in London is obviously very great. We're keen to encourage that.
But what if there was more to China's interest than just diplomacy? If it gets built, the embassy has the potential to be one of the biggest espionage centres in Europe. It could give China new ways to spy on, track and harass people living in the UK. And there's a real danger it could put Hong Kong activists living in exile at risk. In 2022, Tower Hamlets Council unanimously rejected the application. For many campaigners, that looked like the end of the story. But then this happened.
Tonight, people here and around the country have spoken, and they're ready for change.
During Keir Starmer's first phone call with Xi Jinping in August 2024, the Chinese leader raised the embassy directly. After the discussion, Starmer called in the planning application. Normally, decisions like this are made by the local council, but in rare cases, the government can take the decision out of the council's hands and give ministers the final say. And in November 2024, that's exactly what happened. But the fight isn't over. Activists and local residents are now challenging the decision in court through a judicial review that began on July 14. They argue that ministers should have done more to prevent the embassy from becoming a major base for transnational repression, a threat that we already know is real. In June 2026, Bill Yun, a senior manager at Hong Kong's Economic and Trade Office in London, and Peter Wai, a UK Border Force officer, were convicted of spying on Hong Kong and Chinese dissidents in Britain. They intimidated people, followed them, and gathered intelligence on them. And they managed all of that without a mega embassy behind them. Just imagine what they could do with the largest diplomatic compound in Europe. But the building you see from the outside is not nearly as concerning as what's below it. This is the master plan for the embassy's basement. It shows the service areas, vehicle entrance, and parking layout. What it doesn't show is this. Now, some redactions are normal in publicly available plans for secure buildings, but the scale of what's been hidden, combined with the sheer size of the basement, is seriously concerning. People could potentially move between the accommodation blocks and the basement without ever being seen. The space could be used to detain or intimidate opponents of the Chinese government, like Hong Kong pro-democracy advocates who are living under the threat of Hong Kong police cash bounties that incentivize kidnapping. And this isn't hypothetical. In 2022, one Hong Kong activist was dragged inside the grounds of the Chinese consulate in Manchester and beaten up. Britain should be a place where Hong Kongers can protest and speak freely without fear of intimidation. But this embassy is proof that the British government is guarding China's interests better than they're safeguarding the people Beijing intends to silence. China has already warned there'll be consequences if the project is not approved. It's also vowed not to take part in the judicial review. Right now, it looks like construction is going ahead, but if you think this has nothing to do with you, think again. On July 1st, China's new Ethnic Unity and Progress Promotion Law came into force, and buried within it are new ways for the CCP to reach beyond China's borders. This mega embassy isn't just a threat to Chinese dissidents, Hong Kongers, Taiwanese people, Tibetans and Uyghurs. Its reach now extends to anyone in Britain who dares to speak out against the CCP. China wants this embassy to go ahead quietly, so we need you to make as much noise as possible. And with a new Prime Minister soon to arrive in 10 Downing Street, we need to make sure the new government gets the message. No mega embassy. Withdraw from the judicial review.